If there was one super duper freaking awesome sales hack that you could do that would guarantee you to sell more cars, but it required you to change, would you do it?
Welcome to Car Talk, where I share my 20 years of experience on my 20-minute drive to work. No hype, just real experiences, no luck, just hard work.
Hustle over talent is always the motto. Welcome to Car Talk.
Be honest, would you do it? If you would, stick with me. I'm going to talk about that today. It's December 16th, 2025. Now, before we get started, what I'm about to talk to you about is going to resonate different depending on when you started in the car business. If you started before COVID, it's going to be a little bit different. If you started during COVID and you're still in the business, congratulations, because I guarantee you a lot of the people that started during COVID, they're no longer in the business. If you started after the COVID, hey, welcome to the business. But the super hack that I want to share with you is going to seem so simple, but so many salespeople just can't figure it out. And I don't know why, but I want to share it with you, and I want you to figure it out. I want you to have a clean mindset, okay? Regardless of when you started the business, regardless how great you are, regardless of the community that you're in, how big your dealership is, just anything. Doesn't matter, okay? It does not matter what dealership you're at, what town you live in, how old you are, nothing. None of that matters, okay? The simple hack is this. Think like a customer. Think like a customer, okay? Let's get into this. Let's talk about this for a second, because who are we selling the car to? Who are we selling the vehicle to? A customer. Who pays for the car? The customer. Who writes the check? Who makes the monthly payment? The customer. Who's financing the vehicle? The customer. Who knows what kind of vehicle that they want? The customer. Who has the ability to shop at any dealership they want to? The customer. Who has the ability to decide how they want to buy the vehicle? Again, the customer. You understand what I'm saying here? The customer has a lot more control in the situation than we want to believe. And what do we do as salespeople? What have we been taught? Control the customer. Control the situation. It's 2025, about to be 2026, okay? There's some different ways we can go about this. Now, I'm not saying disregard the old sales process, because I still believe that the old sales process is still valid today. But you gotta change it a little bit. You gotta change it, and it has to evolve into each customer's preference. You know, I just had this conversation yesterday. We're in a tough market right now of selling vehicles. And when you're in a tough market, guess who also knows that we're in a tough market? That's right, the customer. The customer knows this because it's all over the freaking news everywhere. They're talking about interest rates are too high, car prices are too high, dealerships are losing thousands of dollars just to sell a vehicle. So if the customer knows that, and the customer knows that the dealerships are struggling, or the dealerships are having a little bit harder time, that tells the customer they have choices. They got more choices, okay? So if you're at a dealership with lower inventory than the bigger inventory dealerships, you're at a disadvantage. If you got 30 used cars on your lot and dealerships around you got 150 used cars on the lot, you're at a disadvantage. It just is what it is. Okay? We can say whatever we want, but you're at a disadvantage. And the reason why I say this is because at the beginning, I think like the customer. Okay? Now, before we go any further, I want you to think about something. A customer calls in on a vehicle, or they put in an inquiry on a vehicle. What do you like when they do that? What are your expectations of that phone call or that lead? Customer puts in a lead on a used F-150 pickup. Sends an email, gets an inquiry. Your job is to respond to the customer. What is your true expectation on how that should go with the customer? Like, what do you expect the customer to do? Okay, really be honest with yourself. Because I know what I would expect. I would expect when I send the customer a text, a phone call, or an email, that they would respond to me. And if we really made it like simple for both parties, I would let the customer know, hey, the F-150 that you reached out to, it's available. Then the customer would be like, great. I've been looking around. As long as this F-150 is in good condition, it has all the equipment that I want to buy it. I did see one down the road that was $1,500 cheaper. So if you can sell it to me for $1,500 less and give me a fair amount on my trade, I'll come in today and buy it. That's how it really should go. But you and I both know that's never how it goes. So if we actually know how it's really going to go, then you should get that expectation of how you think it should go out of your mind and stop getting frustrated about it. Okay? This is thinking like the customer. Too many salespeople get so frustrated with the customer because the customer isn't doing what they want them to, the salesperson wants them to do or expects them to do. They can do whatever they want. It's their money. They can buy the car wherever. I also think, what does the customer go through when they put in that lead deal? What do they go through? How many dealerships are they reaching out to? How much just terrible service do they get? Okay? Think about these kind of things. And if you're a customer and you reach out to a dealership, okay? And let's say I reach out to a dealership and I'm working, or I do it tonight. I reach out tonight, and then tomorrow I go to work. Do you think that I have the ability to come to your dealership as soon as you decide to answer the lead, 8:30 in the morning, 8:45, 9 o'clock? Do you think I have the ability to respond? Do I have the ability to come right to your dealership to make the deal right then and there? No, probably not. If I put the lead in at nighttime and you reach out to me at 8:30 in the morning, I'm at work just like you are. But you think, as a salesperson, you think, not even answering me, another lead just not wanting to talk to me. Unbelievable. And guess what you don't do? You don't try them back before you go home again. You just do the bare minimum process. And then you decide, that other customer doesn't want to talk to me. And you mess it up. Not the customer, you mess it up. And then if the customer has sent an email or a text message to a few different dealerships, chances are they don't know what vehicle they inquired to with you if they got multiple coming, because they've seen it. They probably didn't even notice your name, right? Especially if they're like on Auto Trade or something. They might not even pay attention to your actual dealership name, and they sent that lead out. And then they don't know where you're at. They don't know where your store's at, what town you're in. But you guys rush the process. They finally engage. And you're asking the customer if they're ready to come in. No, I'm not ready to come in. I wish, to be honest, what I wish would happen, I wish customers would just be brutally honest with you. That's what I really wish. I think that's what's really needed in the car business, but unfortunately it's never gonna happen because the way that customers are brutally honest with us is by simply not dealing with you. That's how they're brutally honest. They're brutally honest as they're making CarMax, Carvana, dealerships bigger. Tesla, bigger. That's how they're being brutally honest with you, by telling you we don't want to deal with you anymore. Not in the capacity and not in the way that you deal with us. We're not interested. But you don't frickin' listen. Okay? So I wish they would be brutally honest through a message or a phone call. When they said, hey, do you want to come in and test drive? No, actually, Ryan, I don't want to test drive. It's 8:30 in the morning and I'm at work just like you are. How come you didn't respond to the lead last night at 5:30 when I put it in? When I was on my way home from work. And no, I don't want to come in the next day either because I actually have a full-time job like you do. And I'm not off until Saturday. Oh, okay, the truck might sell before then? Okay, well then I'll just go and I'll look somewhere else. It's okay. These are the stupid things that we're saying to customers over and over and over again. And the reason why is because you're selfish and all you're thinking about is yourself. You don't want to waste time. If they don't want to buy the car, you want to move on to, so you can find somebody else who does want to buy a car. Guess what? They do want to buy the car. That's why they reached out to you. You keep messing it up and you keep blaming it on the customer. I'd just leave the business if I was you. If that's what you're doing, I would just leave the business. But anyway, seriously, okay? If you think like a customer, you have a better opportunity to get to their level and then actually help them out. Because here's the thing, surprisingly, maybe you don't know this, I don't know, but do you realize that every customer that reaches out to you has different motivation on why they want to buy a new vehicle? Did you know that? Every customer that reaches out to you has a different motivation on why they want to buy the actual vehicle. Do you ever think about that? Do you ever think about some have a trade-in, some don't have a trade-in, some want to pay cash, some don't want to pay cash? Yeah, they would really love this certain vehicle, but really what's most important to them is getting it something that's capable of doing what they want to do, and the monthly payment is actually the most important, right? Or monthly payment's not important. What it is the actual right vehicle with the right options. That's what's most important. You know, maybe they need to trade the vehicle and to get the wife off because they're getting a divorce. Maybe they need to buy the vehicle, it's for their son or their daughter. Maybe they just need a second vehicle to go back and forth to work. Maybe they got a promotion and they want to buy a vehicle to celebrate. Maybe their vehicle just broke down, right? Maybe their credit's not the best. Maybe they're a little bit scared to even go through the process because the last time they went through the process, it went terrible and they think they got ripped off. But there's different motivation factors for every single customer here. And as a salesperson, professional, most don't even think about that. Most think about, hi, my name's Ryan. When can you come in and buy it? Oh, sure. Yep. Let me get you some more photos of it. We should be sending a video already. Oh, you didn't ask me where I lived? Oh, okay, well, I'm an hour and a half from you. And I was thinking about going to Carvana because they would just deliver it to my house. But apparently you don't do that. So maybe I will just go through them. Oh, you would deliver it. Oh, okay. Oh, now you would deliver it. Oh, okay. Perfect. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to get this through people's heads, right? Because the trickiest part of this whole business, the trickiest part is right here. This is the trickiest part. Yesterday in the conversation I had, I mentioned We're in Washington State. Customers reach out from Oregon all the time. To Portland, Oregon, from where we're at, it's about an hour and a half, give or take. And we've had customers reach out 3-4 hours past Portland. So 6 hours into Oregon. And I say, the first thing that you should tell the customer is when you do get engagement is let them know, hey, Mr. Customer, I just want to let you know how we do business here, and it's on your terms, okay? So I want to let you know, we have the ability to do pretty much the entire deal online, and I can actually ship the vehicle to you. Personally deliver it to your house. If you have a trade-in, we'd pick it up and we'd drive it back. I would send you a video of the vehicle, point out any damage, get everything worked out, or we can do a little bit of hybrid in between those two things, get it all worked out before you come up. Or, hey, we could just do it the old-fashioned way and come in. Whatever way works the best for you, let me know. And I don't blame this response, because it makes sense. Well, I'm not going to drive 6 hours into Portland, Oregon, past Portland, down in Oregon for a minimum commission deal. Doesn't make sense. You're right. That doesn't make sense. But does it make sense to sit back down at your desk and not sell nothing all day long? Come in the next day, not sell nothing all day long either? Does that make sense? Because that happens. But here's the thing. Okay? I'm not saying when we do this, I'm not saying that we're at the beck and call of the customer, because, hey, there's logistics, there's days off, there's personnel. We got to decide, like, okay, let's say the customer said, yeah, I would love that. If you could deliver it, let's do that. So you do the whole thing. You get ready to deliver the car, and then they get to the end of the deal, and they say, when can you deliver it? And you're like, I want to look at the schedule, but probably can deliver the vehicle at the end of next week. Right? Get the logistics set up, into next week, we'll deliver it. Now the customer might say, well, you know what? We're actually off this weekend and we don't mind. We'll drive up to your dealership. We'll see you Thursday or Saturday or whatever the day is, right? No problem, guys. The vehicle's locked down. We'll get it all cleaned up, parked to the side. Are you sure? Because I'll deliver it. No, we're good. Okay, cool. It's all locked up. Boom, you got a deal. But instead, you don't offer it because you're thinking about yourself. And if you can switch this to think like the customer, okay, and realize what they're going through, what options they have and all that, and think about the conversations that you're having with the customer and what they have the ability to do, and give them more what they want. They'll gravitate more towards you. Now, again, like I said, I'm not saying don't follow the sales process, because it's there for a reason, and I still think that you should take them through the sales process. But why does it matter if you go from, A to B to C to D, all over, right? Like, obviously the more you can keep it in line, the better, but just follow the process, okay? Just follow the process, but whatever order you're in, just do it. Don't skip those steps, still do it. But bring that customer back, right? They're going to want to test drive. They're going to want to do this. They're going to want to do all that. They're going to want to know the features, right? They're going to want to know everything. But this is what you got to control. You got to control this first. If you can control your mind first, then we're on to something. If you can't, you're going to struggle. It's not going to change. It's going to be like this for a couple years. Now, I don't think it's terrible. I think it's good. And I think the strong will survive in this, and the real salespeople come out. But if you're not a real salesperson, and you're not real on the craft and learning the craft and perfecting your craft and, going with the flow, damn, you're going to struggle, man. This is like I said, I've always said, it's going to be a terrible, terrible job for low pay. Or it's a great job for high pay. It's really up to you guys. So think more like the customer, okay? Expect and understand the choices that they have and what they want out of the whole entire process with you, and give that to them. Give it to them. Okay? Not that difficult. All right, guys. Hey, it all starts with hustle. Okay? It all starts with hustle. More hustle than talent. Okay? The talent will always come, but you got to be willing to put in the hustle. Have a great day, guys. Let's make it awesome.
Welcome to Car Talk, where I share my 20 years of experience on my 20-minute drive to work. No hype, just real experiences, no luck, just hard work.
Hustle over talent is always the motto. Welcome to Car